Hi, my name is Duplessis, and today I'll be talking about the effects of doom scrolling. So, it's another late night, you're laid in bed, and you hear the familiar voice questioning you from your screen. Are you still scrolling? You should probably take a break. It's the third time you've heard this message tonight, and when you take a forbidden peek at the clock, you realize it's 2:15 a.m. Suddenly, you're even more wide awake, wondering how you're going to make it through the next day and regretting not putting your phone away sooner. It is often far too late before people actually realize the effect doom scrolling can have on their mental health, focus, and overall wellness. As the world has moved toward vast overconsumption of social media, more serious and widespread issues have arisen in multiple groups of people who are rarely taking a moment to stop and assess. I chose this topic because I've had my own recurring bouts with depression and anxiety, which has made me take a keen interest in health and wellness. While on my own journey of healing, I noticed what taking a break from social media did for my mental state. When originally created, the purpose of most social media companies was to have an instant way to share your authentic life with those in your social circle, whether near or far. Eventually, this dynamic of authentic sharing developed a certain hierarchy, and sharing your life accounted to nothing more if it wasn't already trendy or viral, leaving users less interested in sharing memorable moments and more intrigued by likes and reposts. According to the American Psychological Association, frequent social media use is associated with increased anxiety, depression, and physiological and psychological distress, with an emphasis on young adults being most affected. In my personal experience, seeing influencers and other young people my age having access to high-value items and experiences tended to make my experiences and struggles seem all the more difficult to overcome. This constant comparison made me feel out of touch with reality and like I was a failure. Beyond the mental health outcomes, social media has also been proven to have negative repercussions on how our brains process information. Many social media outlets have built-in feeds which feature short-form video content such as TikToks, Reels, Shorts, and etc. Although the average adult can sustain attention on something for about 10 to 20 minutes, researchers in a study conducted at the University of California, Irvine, found that in modern-day digital environments, people on average are able to spend about 47 seconds on a screen-based task before switching to something else. When our attention spans become fragmented to 47 seconds of uninterrupted focus, daily activities that require more than that become increasingly difficult in heavy social media users, inevitably leading to decreased productivity, comprehension, and listening ability, to name a few. Think to yourself, during this speech alone, how many times has your mind wandered to other things? How consistently have you been able to keep up with what I am saying without the urge to check your phone? This is a direct example of the effect social media consumption has had on you. While many may think this issue affects only younger users, social media's vast accessibility to all age groups has made this issue a generational one. Despite most platforms setting a minimum age requirement of 13 years old to create an account, many kids under 13 still have access to platforms due to minimal age verification efforts. We probably do not have to search far in our minds to think of an adolescent you know personally who is aware of the current trends and brain rot of the internet. This is of great concern because children aged 13 and younger are in critical developmental stages. Overconsumption of social media has been shown to be particularly harmful for this age group, as many have never known life without constant, unrestricted access to media. Additionally, the American Academy of Pediatrics and the American Psychological Association both warn that excessive digital media usage can contribute to mental fatigue, cognitive development delays, burnout, and emotional dysregulation among children, adolescents, adults, and working professionals. As I previously mentioned, my pre-existing struggle with depression and anxiety only worsened when I became completely enveloped in my social media feeds. I found myself awake at all hours of the night and my brain constantly in go mode, wondering what I had done so wrong to be in my current position and what my favorite influencers had done so right to be in theirs. The consistent worry and lack of sleep eventually led to more mental crashes in mood and energy during the day, making productivity feel nearly impossible. If at this point you find my experience to be similar to yours, I can assure you that this problem is unfortunately more common than you think, but fortunately fixable and even preventable with minor changes in your routine. The solution to reducing social media use can begin with even the smallest of incremental changes. Starting with just 15 minutes less of screen time and gradually increasing that break can help restore many issues doom scrolling causes over time. The American Psychological Association notes that setting boundaries around social media can help reduce stress and support mental well-being. Consuming less content helps to avoid exposure to unrealistic realities influencers post and allow users to reconnect and enjoy their own realities, therefore reducing stress and supporting their own mental well-being. Spending less time on social media will inevitably help to retrain the brain to sustain focus and improve attention control. Reducing social media activity at night will especially help improve sleep patterns and alert the body's natural abilities that encourage it to shut down and recharge. Now, you may be reluctant and thinking being online helps me relax or entertains me, to which I would encourage you to not completely rid yourself of social media, but to instead be more intentional about the usage. Consider setting aside 30 minutes to scroll instead of letting hours pass you by. And if you feel like you're not disciplined enough to hold yourself accountable, utilize built-in tools on your devices, such as screen time aids or gradually even reducing the access you have to the social media apps. Now, imagine your thoughts feeling lighter and your daytime feeling freer as you curb your routine to involve less social media scrolling. I encourage you to really consider what implementing this change could look like. How many more hours of sleep can you see yourself having each night? How much more productive could you be if you focus on a task without interruption and interact online? How much more mental clarity will you have after relieving yourself of staying out of draining online rabbit holes? Overall, it is undeniable that social media use negatively affects mental health, attention span, and overall wellness. But the point remains that even the smallest of changes can make a meaningful difference. Starting today, you can begin with just 15 minutes less of scrolling. Begin tracking your daily screen time on the app you use most, or even choose an app to limit. Do your mind and your body a huge favor by taking a step back from scrolling and a step towards reality. Thank you.
Give her A+.